Hello there everybody, guess what? It's Nick Dutch back on the camera again one more time for another delightful and fascinating tarot reading show. I've got my tarot cards at the ready and we're just going to crack on and get some readings done. I know you look forward to this each and every single week, and I try and work hard to make sure that I can get this out each and every single week. Sometimes I'm pressed for time, but I usually find a way of just wriggling this show into my weekly regime. We've got a wide variety of requests out there. Obviously, if you want to make a request for a tarot reading to be included free of charge in the tarot show with Nick Dutch, quite simply send me a private message through on this YouTube channel, which is Nick Dutch Tarot. So youtube.com/user/Nick Dutch Tarot, all one word, all lowercase. No matter what, that's basically how you do it. Okay, now the reason I do this particular show is so you can see how I do my performance art. Tarot reading is, of course, a performance art. It is regarded legally as an entertainment service for very good ethical reasons, alright? Because you're still the person who's in charge of your life in each and every single possible way. So I'm not here to be your final decision maker about absolutely anything, alright? I'm here just to answer your questions, give you a bit of feedback, maybe provide a bit of extra wisdom from the depths of my life experience, and basically anything else that, really comes to the fore, basically. It's been a delightful bank holiday weekend here in England. I hope everyone's had a wonderful time during the Easter break, whether you're religious or whether you're not. But never mind, we'll crack straight on with the show. Just one more announcement. Obviously, you already know that I'm looking for people to work for me. There's a link for that down below in the information box. And also, and this is something which I personally regard as being much more important, I've been planning for a long period of time in my life to get myself completely off grid. I've set up one particular YouTube channel for this, and I'm also raising funds so that I can just basically complete the project. And if this is something that you're passionate about, whether you're passionate about the environment, whether you're passionate about the way in which we're living at the moment, or the fact that we're having to go to war because of foreign oil, and you want to be able to do something about that, I'd actually like to be able to act politically, to be able to help people to do without the grid. We're all relying upon the grid for the electricity to run our computers and our digital cameras, our lighting, our washing machine and all the rest of that. But I think that there's a much better way, and that's the way that I'd love to be able to live. And so yes, I'm raising money so I can then become the example, and maybe there's a possibility in the long-term future of setting up some kind of non-profit organization to help other people do the same, using of course the extra wisdom which will be bolted onto the 3 decades worth of research which I've already done into going off grid, becoming self-sufficient and all the rest of that. So we can iron out all of the wrinkles through doing the exercise itself, and just help people to become free from spending loads of money on on their bills, which is all going towards taxation as well as the oil giants. So if that's something you feel strongly about, then there's a donation link below, and if you do wish to participate, just send me a few pounds through, a few pence or whatever it is you can afford, and I'll be more than happy to use that and put that towards the project, okay? But that aside, let's get straight on with the tarot readings for today. Okay, Sweet 1, 1896. What I'm going to do for you today is take into account the most recent private message that you sent me. So I'm just going to go into this one and elaborate a little further on your relationship with this guy. Obviously it's pretty complex. You're married, he's married. But you've got that feeling of that like love bond between yourself and him. Let's see what the reading says. Bear with me a second, please. Standard temperature and pressure here. I don't mean milk and 2 sugars. Okay, standard deck card relationship reading coming up for you. Okay. You should know how this works. I've done one of these for you before and gone into it in some detail. Energy between the two of you, very strong love bond at the moment. On his side of things, tons of work needs to be done. He's really bogged down. But on the other hand, he's a very down-to-earth individual. That can be very good for your connection. I feel he's going to be able to provide a bit of extra wisdom as to what should be done next. Okay. So bear that in mind. There's going to be some negativity coming up from this connection, though, in the fact that there may be different ways in which you're tackling the same problem. You'll need to be tolerant about that if you want any kind of progress to occur. The future, some connection, but also it's going to be rather erratic. I think that's just to do with the complexity of the situation you've got at the moment. So it's probably going to stay more or less the same for a little while, with some improvement, but just take it one step at a time. You're both trying to tackle the same problem from two different directions, and that's something I think you've got to remember. On with the next one. Okay, Lenny 761. Okay, we'll have a quick look. You want a love reading for the rest of the year. See what's going to come through for you. Obviously a chronological spread this time. See what kind of thoughts, feelings, moods, energies, and all the rest of that cool stuff is going to appear for you today. Just bear with me a second, please. Okay. For some reason, we're getting an awful lot of earth signs in this particular tarot show already. Maybe that's the time of year. Okay, we're rapidly approaching Beltane. Things are supposed to happen around Beltane to do with earth energy, dragon lines, and all that other cool stuff. Maybe that's part of it. We don't know. But essentially, a strong male individual appears to be coming into your life. I would say that this is an individual who's quite well built, quite well educated and civilized as well, so those things don't always go well together. With this particular individual it does. There's a sense of there being some kind of wisdom, tolerance and understanding associated with them too. Something rather miraculous is going to occur in terms of the feelings you're going to be able to get with them, and there's a sense of there being some passion developing. Okay, so the connection there is often on the physical, or frequently on the physical side of things with this particular connection, but there's an awful lot deeper stuff going on there. It looks like this is the kind of individual you could really start building a bond with and start making something happen in many different ways, so you'll be rather satisfied with this individual as well. I often see the Four of Staves as dealing with self-actualization. So as far as, is someone going to come along? The short answer there would have to be yes. Omega God 00, I don't normally do general readings on this particular service, but just for you I will today. There's something very peculiar about your energy. I'll say that right now, but never mind. All I'll do is I'll be honest, I'll be open, I'll be accurate, and I'll tell you what I can see here. Celtic Cross Star reading. So this is the third start of reading we've had today, okay? We've had one in which we've had the 8-card relationship reading. We've had one in which we've had the chronological spread. Now we're moving on to the Celtic Cross. If you're training yourself to be a tarot reader, you only need a repertoire of a few spreads to be able to do the job, basically. And you can vary the style and the method depending upon the question and the circumstances. I will show everybody what's on the table in front of me, and we'll take it from there. Okay, signs around you in the here and now, looking rather low, looking for some direction. It appears to me that there's a lot of different directions you could be taking your life right now. There is a feeling of anxiety, there's a sense of fear from other people, as if there's some kind of human negative energies around you, as is symbolized there. I mean, these signs often talk about your character and your personality. I don't think that's what it's talking about. I think it's talking about your mood and your feelings at the moment, and a sense of anxiety, almost a desire for revenge to a certain degree. It looks like you've been wronged in the past. I mean, the signs I've got in the past there is essentially talking about a need to be defensive, okay? You've got a lot of healing to go through. That's what I have to say for you at the moment. I mean, there's situations and issues that you've been through in the past which is basically like holding you back and affecting your ability to get on with other people in the here and now. And also the anxiety as to where you're going to take your life, and the other kind of like human issues around you at the moment is just going to make life even harder. What you're aware of though is that there is a lot of light, a lot of positivity around you, connection to your community, and there is some feelings of love there and hoping for something better love-wise. Subconsciously, I think there's a great deal of positivity to the negativity I'm seeing here, because any negativity you've been through has actually taught you and is teaching you now to essentially be stronger, because you've overcome a lot of obstacles in your life, and that's why we've got this anticipation of victory and pride here. You can be a prideful person in a good way, okay? Use that to keep yourself positive as best you can. I know it's difficult at the moment, but you can get through it. Anticipation of the future, charging ahead, trying to get the victory that you're after, being the person who's not causing the problems but trying to provide the solutions. That's the kind of message I'm getting there for you. Progression, short-term, mid-term and long-term future. Not too bad, with some very strongly unanticipated signs of stability. Things you've been hoping for may well come into fruition, but you won't get like the hard and fast tangible evidence that it's going to happen that way within your short term or mid term. There it's a question of keeping in control, maintaining political agreements with people, not trying to rock the boat too much, being polite basically, even though things are hard, and then all of a sudden unexpectedly something good is going to happen, and that will finally overturn the previous disappointments you've had in your life. So by this time next year, you're going to be living in a completely different style of life. Your mind will be clearer, your life will be clearer, and you will be a lot happier with inside yourself. Remember, there's a dramatic and stark difference between happiness and pleasure. Okay? Hello, Cat of Secret. Let's have a quick look and see what's coming through for you. You've got a relationship situation between yourself and one other individual. You want to see basically what they think about you. And, well, okay, let's just have a quick look and see basically what's coming on through there for you. Still using the same combination of tarot and anything else that comes through. Hope that's okay. Alright, shuffling very thoroughly. Whenever you can't see my hands and I don't have the cards on the table, you know, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm shuffling like a lunatic. I want this to be nice and randomized, chosen by the universe and not by me, so to speak. Let's have a quick look and see what the universe is trying to tell you today. Some people actually say that the tarot itself is distilled wisdom from the universe itself. What I would say is that people throughout the centuries have been trying to understand the universe, and they've been using symbology to try and get a good feeling as to what happens in a human's mind and what happens in a human's life. And this is basically what the tarot is about. It's a symbolical, psychological structure of the way in which our universe up here and around us seems to operate. Now this individual in question, very interesting. Forces between the two of you, bit of a struggle at the moment. He's not really connecting with you properly. There's no real sense of him sort of like boom, sort of going overt and giving you the flowers and champagne and chocolates and oh, you know, wonderful foreign cruises and boom. He's not just coming out and saying how much he loves you, is he? On his side of things, that sort of again down to earth sign, something funny about today, I'm sure of it, is basically suggesting that he's seeing life in a very stable manner, but also he does have deep down inside himself some romantic inclinations. The moon card often talks about romance and also, shall we say, hidden intentions. Now that's obviously all well and good. Now on your side of things, you're trying to take this from a tactical point of view. I often see the science card here, the Six of Swords, as talking about planning and preparation. Alright, thinking very deeply as to what the future could hold and trying to be the best you can when trying to generate the right quality of results for yourself and somebody else. That's what I'm feeling there. You're also already quite a wise individual, as the Hierophant is talking about. Someone who would rather communicate gently and using the passive voice rather than aggressively and overtly. And I think that's good. You may need to carry on doing that. But despite the fact you're doing that, don't allow your desire to allow him to do all the hard work to stop you from actually being proactive as well, because you've got your needs and you've got your rights as well. And some people in relationships tend to forget that. Alright, so maybe you need to be able to be a little more assertive, not aggressive, I would say. Open but not opening. You don't need to throw yourself upon him, but you do need to be able to arrange time when you can both be together out there in the real world, okay? Progression in the future, nice combination here. Again, stability, signs of wanting to stay in your life for a long period of time. There are romantic signs here. Cup signs are often associated not only with the feminine principle, namely yourself, but also his own more gentle nature, as well as trying to bring these things together within the short-term future. Those are short-term future signs. They're talking about you still being the proactive one, but you know, don't worry about that. Mid-term future signs providing good promise of something potential for the future, and there's something else further on down the line. It might be a bit turbulent, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem. You just got to get over this and do it. Get over this forces between the two of you part prior to getting to where you want to go. That's essentially what you need to think about in the here and now. Hello Robicus, let's have a quick look and see basically what's going on through for you today. Short financial reading, just as I promised in my most recent private message. Here we go. The other issues, well, if you want to get good at doing tarot, you've got to learn to you've got to be able to learn to talk, okay? Because the communication between yourself and the client is one of the most important things you've got. Being able to listen, that's important as well. You've got 2 ears and only 1 mouth, okay, so you've got to spend a lot of your time listening and trying to get that ratio right when you're dealing with people. As far as developing your skills of actually doing the psychic work itself, spend more time in prayer, meditation, contemplating your own life, working out where your own life fits into the symbolism of the tarot. That will help you to learn what the tarot is trying to tell you, and everything else comes basically from inspiration. And the more you do it, the more fluidly impressions start coming through for you. That's what I found, and I believe it's true, okay? So that's all I'll say for you for the moment. Practice, make sure you remember the ratio, also think about how you communicate with other people, do a lot of introspection about yourself, map your entire life onto the tarot, think carefully about how else you can help other people, try and build up other skills as well. I mean, I've done courses in counseling, I've done courses in sociology, psychology, and all the rest of that, and that's also expanded my mind and opened up my heart towards the problems that other people have got. There's always ways of becoming better at what you do. So let's have a quick look and see what's coming through for you financially. Okay, well, this is actually not as bad as you might think. I mean, obviously in the here and now, signs of relative powerlessness, as you've discussed with me in your private message, that's what the Devil card can signify. I once had a terrible job in which I was being bullied and being held down, and I knew, because I was feeling so terrible about it, that that was like part of the energy of the Devil card of the tarot, because it was like being held back. But the Devil card can have many other meanings, including passion, marriage, and so on and so forth, because it can deal with that more animalistic nature within us, as well as sometimes forms of frustration. It depends upon the situation, if you get my drift. I'm just telling you this so you know how to read tarot better, okay? Progression from there on, basically action, action, and action. It looks like you may need to do something in your part-time just so that you can just carry on doing what you need to do. The feelings there is definitely that of your own character's inner strength to be able to carry things further forward. Now, avoiding failure and uncovering something within yourself as a result of doing all of this and getting through this difficult time for yourself. I feel that you're going to get through this, but expect it to be a little hard, alright? There's stuff which can happen for you which can really help quite nicely, but one step at a time in order to get there. And I wouldn't be too concerned as to whether you're going to be able to make it or not. I do feel that you are going to be able to make it through to like the other side, so to speak, and to do well for yourself. This is actually quite an optimistic reading, although it is speaking about accepting the way that things are in the here and now. Hello, Jason. It's great of you to request a reading. I've spoken to you on one of my other video blogs before. Haven't we had a chat briefly in Blog TV recently? Never mind. Okay, it's great to see you. Just a general one for the rest of the year. Okay, so we're going to use the chronological method this time. Remember, I'm mainly specialising on the 8-card relationship reading, the Celtic cross, and the chronological method, and varying them accordingly. But we'll have a look over 12 months for you, so we'll use 6 cards and try and see what kind of message for you is coming through. Romantically, you're going to be doing okay further on, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. We have cup signs, you being the leader, you being the strong one, that's good. As far as money's concerned, well, the signs there are basically talking about stability. You're going to, other people around you are going to have much more of an erratic life than yourself, financially speaking, but you're somehow going to be able to make the balance. But the Three of Coins often talks about keeping focused, hard work being done, making sure you understand how everything fits together, and how one force can affect another force, so to speak, as far as the world of work and the world of money is concerned, and what your effort has to be to try and bring about results. And that's what's going to give you the stability that's spoken of there. A lot of the other signs are rather intellectual and academic. Oh yeah, willpower orientated too, but very although we got signs of control and inner strength, the first thing that came through to me is that of trying to improve your knowledge and your wisdom somehow. I don't quite know what that means to you, but there's something of a desire to try and get more knowledge. Estonia Girl 11, you'd like to have a past life reading. We are sure getting the variety today, okay? This is not just your standard bland tarot show, is it? When I'm just doing the same type of reading over and over and over again. Nope, we got some variety. It's a bit like Alakazam happening there. Okay, well, let's just have a quick look and see what's coming through for you, Estonia girl. This is strange. This is very strange. Because I got an image, of a large building where people go to eat, drink and dine, a bit like a bar of old. A place where there was music and entertainment. It appeared that you may have worked there or had some kind of connection with it. There's some kind of... It looks like illicit gambling happening in the back room. It looks like you're kind of like involved with it. You're not running it badly, you're running it very ethically, but you're definitely involved with it. You're not just a punter there. This has some kind of impact upon your life. There's other people who objected to you and disliked you because of this. You managed to keep your survival going, and you've definitely managed to live to old age in this one particular lifetime. But it's your skill of character and your skill of personality, which you used to have, which I feel you're just beginning to uncover. Okay, Linstar, you want to make sure you're on the right track in life in general. Okay, obviously a nice little question there. Now, when you're asking questions of that type, I mean, I'm going to answer your question anyway. Okay, because I'm Nick Dutch and I'm a nice guy and all the rest of that. I don't feel like being like, ooh, no, I'm not going to touch it today. So, we'll have a quick look and see basically what the reading says. Just bear with me a second. But it would always be better if you could provide me with a little more detail there. Now, for me to think that you are not in the right direction, I'd have to have some like really sudden signs. I'd have to have something else, like the death card next to the lightning struck tower, just to like bring that about. We do have signs of change, but if you look at this spread, I'm going to show you this spread so you can see what I'm talking about. Spread, yes, we got signs of change. They're coming through further on down the line. That's like towards the end of this year, or this 12-month period, I should say. Maintaining your career stability, very important. Things happening around your family and your romantic life not working out too clearly. More clarity will be needed to get into that situation, but you're someone who brings a lot of inspiration into a lot of situations. I mean, you're a very complex character anyway. Your life is very complex too. So I would say you are in the right direction, but you got to realize that nothing is quite black and white. Even when you're in the right direction, there'll be lots of different varieties of ways of doing things within the right direction, which you will need to pay attention to. Okay, I hope that makes some sense for you. On with the next one. Intenso99, this is someone who's currently studying and wants to make sure they're going to get the right quality of job and the right type of job when they graduate. Let's have a quick look for you. Bear with me 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. I will try and be as quick as I can. Still using the delightful Book of Thoth Tarot, well respected for its quality of symbolism, the minute details. It sort of like really comes out sometimes. Okay, this is great. Okay, a time of celebration is going to come, in which you will be successful in getting to where you want to go. There's some hard work that needs to be done beforehand, but you are being regarded as being this kind of like queen or princess type character, very strong, very powerful, having to maintain control, and also working hard to try and change things around you. Alright? So, it can't happen without you. Alright? Your life can't happen without you. And so sometimes the opinions of other people have got to be pushed aside, ripped asunder, and you've got to focus in straight on your goals and seeing yourself as being the most important person in your life. Be selfish when you need to, but also know when to just hold that back so you're still being sociable towards other people. Okay, Jason, you're going to send me another message. I only answer the messages one at a time when I'm recording the show, so I didn't get that earlier on. Bottom line, let's just have a quick look and make sure you are on the right track with your occultism. What does that tell you? Come on, what does that tell you? Okay, Witch Geek, somebody else who's leaving university and wants to make sure their career is going to work out according to plan. It's a very scary time for everybody, okay? I was the same when I was leaving university, and I've just got my first degree, you know what I mean? But the right things seem to happen. That's what I will say. The right things seem to happen. As is traditional, I am shuffling like a lunatic. I'm just going to try and make sure the universe decides, not me, if you get my drift. Okay, let's have a quick look. This is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Signs for the here and now. Keep yourself in control. I know you're going through struggle and strife at the moment. Don't worry about that too much. Financial stability is going to work out for you long term. But first and foremost, what do I always say about this card? I mean, always. The Magician card represents the time when you're leaving university, you're fully qualified to enter the real world, and you can take on the responsibility of the real world. It's ideal for you right now. We've got so many synchronicities coming through with today's tarot reading. I don't understand anyone who just doesn't believe in tarot. You're going to be fine. But again, work hard at it. Mika2111, you want me to have a quick look and see basically what's coming through for you more generally speaking? Let's have a quick peek and see what the wonderful Mystic Tarot has got for you today. Bit of a Celtic cross, I think. We have had a very big variety today. Let's have a quick look and see basically what's coming through. Okay, the cards have been shuffled very thoroughly. Let's see what the deck says. Around you in here in time, bit of a sense of struggle and strife, bit of a sense of randomness. This is quite common for a lot of people about this time of the year anyway. But there's also a sense of there being some fun and some excitement around the corner. You portray yourself to the outside world as being someone who's actually quite bright, quite giggly, quite full of life. But although there is this more serious side inside yourself, although you are very intellectual, you don't want other people to see that. You've got a lot of hope for the future. There's something in particular that you're wishing for, some particular goal you want to reach, and you're bearing that in mind with all the decisions that you make. Carry on doing that. Subconsciously, again, we got the same kind of signs coming through which we had in a previous Celtic Cross spread. There must be a reason for that. Can't quite see what that is for the moment. But the main message there is that of being proud of what's going to happen for you in the future. Reflection upon the past, greater stability, but you don't have that in the here and now because you've got a sense of randomness, a bit of a life's a game, and anticipating something good. Something romantic is happening around you or developing around you, which could have some good capacity to make you feel happier in the future. Progression, short-term, mid-term, long-term, future. Again, more signs of hard work being done. Everyone I've read for today has got responsibilities. You're no different. Don't lose them. Okay? The other signs I've got associated with this particular reading is be aware that there's some things that you don't want to have to do, but you're going to have to do it in order to get the right results. And then finally, any feeling of futility in the longer term future will be overturned. You will be free to be able to, have some good stuff happening in your longer term future. But now appears to be the foundation of something else, where this randomness will disappear. You'll start to get some structure, and things will start happening for you. Okay, those are all the readings I'm going to do for today. Keep your requests coming in. Private message only, not in the comment section, not via video response. Private message only, because that's the only way I can keep track, because I'm not going to have an entire filing cabinet and loads of printing stuff and all the rest of that. I'm just going to go through the private messages each and every single time when I'm going through the videos, okay, when I'm making the video. What I do is I just set the camera up, give my introduction, I go to the computer, I read the first message, I come back, I do the reading on that. It's the best way to keep it fresh. This is completely without preparation, without script, without rehearsal, without anything. It's just I feel like doing a tarot show today. I set the camera up and I answer your messages. That's it. That's all I do. And I think that shows you that I'm a skilled performer, I'm good at my art, I can actually be helpful to people, and that this can give you that time of contemplation about your life and to be able to help you to move your life further forward just through thinking about things in a deeper way. And that's basically what a tarot reading is there for. Okay? So I'll bid each and every single one of you good fortune and God bless. Don't forget the donation link down there for those who are interested in alternative energy, self-sufficiency, getting the whole of humanity off grid if we can do it. alright, and finding ways to be able to defeat the coming crises of humanity. Or at least that's the way that I see it anyway, okay? I'll look forward to speaking to you again very soon. God bless.